No, not yet. Hi everyone, welcome to episode 7 of Community HQ's series, Building a Positive Community. My name is Joanna and I normally work behind the scenes as one of the producers of the series, but and all of us here know how camera shy I am, but I've made an exception tonight. I didn't want to miss the opportunity to interview a very special guest tonight. A lot of you will be familiar with them. It's DJ Wan and VJ Foz. Welcome. Just a bit of background about how I came to be part of this show. I met Foz and Wan probably about 1.5 years ago through Marwa. And they were telling me about their community radio station, Radio Melayu Perth. How they started the radio station, what they like about it, what sort of content they want to develop for the station. I was very impressed with their enthusiasm and passion and commitment to community radio. So I kind of put up my hand and asked whether I can help in any way. So as a team, we applied for a grant. A big shout out to the Office of Multicultural Interests who supported us, and thank you for the grant. With that grant, we developed this show, English content show, and we are now well and truly over the halfway mark of our 10-part series. For those of you who are joining us for the first time, do visit Radio Melayu Perth's website at www.radiomalayuperth.online. There you can download our previous episodes, and we've had plenty of very interesting topics and discussions, including last week's topic, which was Muslim Youth's Perspective, where we interviewed our very own VJ Amira, who tonight is working behind the camera. Back to, maybe we kick off with starting with you guys. Who thought about RMP, how it came about and what you hope to achieve with RMP?
Thank you, Joanna, for having both of us
in
this special. We call it special show because normally it's not often that we are on the receiving end of questions. Nobody asks questions over that side, but tonight is a bit different. I think it's important for us to be able to share RMP, what RMP is all about, and where we are going. So to give RMP started 32 years ago. Ago, yeah. Yep. We did not start it. We just continue the tradition. It started by an amazing lady. We call her Auntie Juti, with her father.
Okay.
So she was a radio DJ from Christmas Island. When she moved over, she and her father decided to have a radio show for the Malay community here. And to give you a bit of context, at that time, a multicultural organization known as MRTA, Multicultural Radio and Television Association, was formed, and it allows participation of multicultural communities in living in Perth to have their own radio show. So Auntie Juti and her father fight for a slot, and with support from MAWA, Malay Association of Western Australia, they able to realize Radio Melayu Perth, where they broadcasted once a week on Saturday night. So at that time, there was no YouTube. There was no Spotify. So the Malay communities here, the only way they can able to listen to the Malay songs like when they were at their home country is through the Radio Melayu Perth. So there was a lot of engagement, participation during the show and song requests and so on. So, but basically, besides that, I mean, that's basically a way to connect the community. But the most important objective of RMP is basically to promote and to preserve the Malay language, the arts, the culture, and especially to the youth, the Malays that grow up here. So that's why from day one, when they first started broadcasting in 1990, it has always been in Malay, and we came in the picture maybe 10 years ago.
Okay.
And we continue the tradition until now, but the platform has changed. We have moved from the FM radio where they were broadcasting before, I mean through a World Radio 95.3 FM until 2018, where we decided to move to fully 100% online and through the radiomelayuperth.online, www.radiomelayuperth.online, and have like a weekly talk show like this, where we, post the video live streaming through social media like Facebook and YouTube.
So you've got one that's in Malay, and then you've started this one that's in English.
It's English, yeah. Still, we still intend to continue the Malay. At the moment, the Malay shows taken a bit of a back burner since we focusing on the series, on the English series, but it will definitely return once we got this 10 series done. Did you first want to add?
Yeah, so basically, all this while, the content has been, 99% in Malay. So we thought we want to reach out to a bigger audience. And of course, this is not focused upon not only just Malay personalities, Malay guests, and all that. So anyone that we feel that that can contribute to the community, regardless of their whatever expertise that they've got, they can share it with us. For instance, we're supposed to have a mental health expert. We did have what do we have it? We had a travel writer, yes, and a few other personalities. So all these are local personalities and local experts that have something to share to the community, and not only to the Malay communities specifically, but also in general, because it's in English anyway. So it is something that quite new for us. But besides that, everything else is pretty similar, because we've been live streaming actively since early 2000. Year 2000 was when we really got onto the YouTube platform. But previously, before that, we just did only Facebook Live. But in the end, we've also gotten through a few ups and downs in terms of getting the show up and running with the equipment and technical issues like what we had recently. But Alhamdulillah, thank God, throughout all this, it has been quite a ride, an adventure in terms of trying to get a series working, to work with new team members. Thank you, Joanna, for trying for your efforts so far. She's done great work, awesome work
behind the scenes.
Yes, because now that we are now concentrating on the technical side, and then now we've got VJ Mira as more of our a newer VJ host, and of course we've had VJ Nirmala, yes, which had her own show, The Perspectives. So that's another English series. So we intend to provide more content for the community, not only with this particular community HQ, but more in the future. Hopefully,
and
so yes.
RMP is run by all volunteers, isn't it?
Yes, indeed. Yes.
So I think you touch upon about some of the challenges, like the technical issues and things like that. What other types of challenges are there in running a community radio? Is it difficult to recruit volunteers? I mean, everybody's time poor, everybody's got a day job, and
I think the first issue is definitely funding.
That's true. That's very true,
So we have been lucky enough before this because Mawa has able to also support Radio Melayu Perth. But we find out that it can't sustain. That's why we need to rely on sponsorship, contributions, and sometimes our own money to continue operating. So there's a lot of costs in having a studio. Like before this, we were with World Radio, so there's a cost to using their studio, and also right now we're running on our own. We there's still expenses need to be cost as a cost of operation. So there's one issue which we continue to we face. But another issue is manpower, time. And we are lucky we got the team here in this room willing to raise their hand and willing to help, and volunteers come and go. We've had many few volunteers that help us, and but because people are at different stages in life, they have different priorities, and before this we got students, and then once they're finished they go went back home. So if we have continuous supply or people who are willing to contribute, that will make our job less
so hopefully
less
anybody's
cumbersome or less
Easier,
people who are
easier.
listening in, they should maybe
That's right.
reach out, and if they can volunteer and help in any way, then we will welcome that.
That will be good. I mean, it's good experience for those who would like to go into broadcasting, to podcasting, or running
or
shows
marketing,
like this.
doing research. There's all different aspects of the show, isn't it?
Definitely. Yes, indeed. Yes. It's not only the fact that yes, that's the front part, the front end that you see right now, and then of course the back end, and of course the content. And another of our challenges would be to find the content itself that we would deem worthy enough that will be beneficial to the community. So that's another challenge.
That could be something we could encourage people for their feedback about what content they want to listen to, what information they want to learn about.
Feedback is definitely appreciated on what you want to hear, to see, and any information on the latest current situation, the current news and all that, technology and all that. So well, we are willing to listen and see what we can do in providing the right content for our target market, because basically anything that would be beneficial for the community, specifically in Perth, but in part, but in basically it's a global thing. So anything that's good for the community it's good for everyone. Hopefully so.
I wish to add. Lately we also have been doing like a coverage of events, community events, because we kind of like try to get people to know what's going on. So only like 3 weeks ago, I think we did a coverage of a World Food Festival organized by the Consular Corps in where was it?
At the government house.
Government house.
In the city.
So event like this, we like to do a bit of coverage. I mean, if we get more people and willing to do coverage on the field, that's very simple. We got equipment. We can teach how to do that, and basically just interview people and what they think about the event, and like a food or cultural festival and so on. So we need people be more mobile that able to do that kind of coverage, because there's like a couple of us can't do everything, and that is something that we would like to go in the future.
So in the future, what is your plans for Community HQ? Where would you like to take it to?
Community HQ, this is basically series 7, right? We have been doing 7 series of this English segment, thanks to Omi and Joanna that kind of like work behind the scene, and then the rest of the team that's try to come up with suitable topics, right? We kind of hope that in the future we get more involvement from the members of the community, because we realize that, I mean, all this while we have been doing Malay, but Malay communities here don't live in isolation, right? I mean the issues faced by the Malay here could be faced by the other ethnic communities as well, right? It's common human issues.
Human
living in Australia.
relationships is the same regardless of where you sit, where you live, all that kind of thing.
That's right. That's right. So that's why by doing a session like this in English, it able to be relatable to more people. Reach wider audience and hopefully can get more volunteers, more guests from different cultures to talk about their skills and experience, sharing information that would benefit the community in general. So yeah, that's basically the direction. More people to assist us and more content we put on our English channel, Community HQ, to cover all aspects of building a positive community.
So more participation and maybe the topics we cover can be a bit wider as well. And so that's something to look forward to next year. Maybe we start planning in the new year for the next series. Is there going to be a next series?
Maybe yes, no, maybe, but most likely. So obviously something that's good, we will try to continue.
Yeah.
But at the same time, for me, in the long term, we do need our very own studio. That's for sure. Because at the moment we are renting, but one day, hopefully, we'll get into our own special room where we have our equipment, everything's there. At any point in time, it will be just 10-15 minutes. We just come in and then we can start a show without any issues, and then just provide good quality broadcast.
Yep.
Not only from the content but also from the part of the sound and the visual of the listeners and the viewers on YouTube or Facebook or any other platform that it is broadcasted upon. Yeah. So that's the one other target, another objective that we want to achieve.
We need to do some fundraising there somehow, some way to.
Yeah, big fundraising. That's why we have our own studio.
Yeah.
But one day, hopefully.
That's a dream.
Yes. That's a dream. That's a dream. Yes.
Did you guys have anything more to kind of add to?
Yes. One small thing. Okay. So since the challenges was one of the things that VJ1 mentioned was funding, right? So one way that we help out and ensure that there's a bit of money that can go into the production of this particular show and other shows by Radio Melayu Perth. We have the equipment, we have a bit of expertise. We have been doing some live streaming for weddings and also events. So if you are part of an association, we are very much we will be very happy to assist you if you like to get to use our service, or not even then we can also train your association members to be able to use the technology, get the right equipment so that you are up and running and you have your own YouTube show, etc. So that's one thing. So in that way we can also engage each other with all the different associations and all that. But at the same time, anything that is related to live streaming or live streaming events, community events, whether it be for non-profit or for profit, we are at your service in terms of providing the live streaming service and also PA system hire, music player and all that for weddings and also for events. And also last but not least, to be your master of ceremony for your event.
One-stop shop.
One-stop shop, basically. And yes, we can do videography also. We can record, and we do have a few photographers on standby, which is not us. So there'll be somebody else doing it. So yes, we can provide the service. So if you have an event or you would want someone in your association, in your community to learn more about and do your own show, your own broadcast, then we will be very happy to assist in getting you up and running.
And how would somebody reach out to you guys? Via the Radio Melayu Perth website or?
Yes, we have a few, obviously. We got our social media, which is Radio Melayu Perth.
Yep.
You can email us directly at radiomelayuperth@gmail.com. So again, Radio Melayu Perth@gmail.com. And also we've got Instagram at Radio Melayu Perth, all one word. What else? Well, of course, we have our YouTube channel. At the moment, subscribers are 1,300 subscribers, which is we never even thought that it would reach that. So thank you very much to all the subscribers, to Radio Melayu Perth. Please do subscribe if you haven't. And through that, all those platforms you can reach us. Hopefully so. Yes, I think that's plenty.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. To add to that, I mean, if any communities out there would like to have your own shows like this, for example, in your language, set up your own talk shows, right? For example, we have experience in that. Hopefully, when we have our own studio in the future, we could collaborate with the other communities. That because we only broadcast probably a couple of times a week. Most likely the studio will be underutilized because we had a studio before, and it has been, it was really underutilized, and we really look into a partnership with others that they would like to use this, they make full use of the studio. So it's something that we can explore in the future.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's quite interesting, that the collaboration with other associations, you help each other out, you learn from each other, and, you just grow your community in a sense, in that way as well. So maybe some food for thought, something to think about for next year, that we can maybe do something along those lines. That'd be a nice way to go.
Yeah. I mean, at first when we were first starting this 10 series, right, we kind of like, struggle to find guests or topics, and then towards the end,
we thought of lots.
we suddenly got a couple more.
Yeah.
And it can fit into our 10 series already. So that means those people who we have considered before probably need to be the next round. Yeah. See, so that kind of thing. I mean, I think
season 2 basically. Yeah,
season
1.
Season
1, 10 episodes, and
coming
season
soon.
2. Yes.
So we got a couple of I think three or four more series coming up with interesting guests. Hopefully, I think we got it will be closed by Fatima Payment.
That would be a brilliant one. Yeah. So on the 16th of December,
December.
It'll be with Senator Fatima Payment, and don't miss it. It's going to be
our
really
own VJ Mira
interview,
will be the host.
Yep.
Sure, going to be.
And then we've also got a
yes, a box office indeed.
Yeah. We've also got a special episode on. Is it going to be airing Monday night or?
Yeah. I mean, the topic on business owners. We're going to interview one local business owner who runs a local, basically food business in major shopping center in Perth. So tune in on Monday night. We will be broadcasting, recorded from that the location of his business.
Is it recording or is it live?
It's a recording.
It's recording. Yeah.
It's recording. Yeah.
But for anybody who's interested in starting a business, or who wants to know about the pros and cons and the ups and downs, and it's going to be a very interesting story to hear from our local business owners, how they manage and overcome all the challenges. So yeah, also not to miss that one either.
Yeah, well, I mean, we have been, being asked questions. How about you? What has been your experience?
With you guys?
Yes, with building a positive community series.
Yeah. So I really enjoyed the experience. I think anybody out there who's thinking of doing something voluntary, this is like really lovely, because you get to work with a group of really nice bunch of people. You're being creative. You've got free reins of trying out different things, whether it's the technical side or the research or the marketing. And my first foray into interviewing and being on screen. So you get to try a little bit of everything. And it doesn't matter if you're old or young. If this is something that you've got some inkling and that you wanted to try out, just reach out to us, and we welcome you with open arms. So the more the merrier. That's what I say.
To accommodate you.
Yeah. Yes, but I think I also learned that the topics that we cover is not for particular. I mean, although it's part of RMP is part of Marwa and the Malay community, but I think a lot of the topics we touch on is really, really broad. It's about human experiences. Like last week, we talked about Muslim youth's perspective. Even though we said Muslim youth's perspective, I think we can take away the Muslim out of it. Fauzi was talking about generational gap, and I think it really doesn't matter. Any parent and child will have a generational gap. So I think, you know, that point is interesting, that we are, our topics are just, you know, it covers a lot of different things. Yeah. So I've enjoyed
Thanks
it.
for sharing. Yeah.
So also, before I forget, we do like to thank all of our past and present and future volunteers who have, well, unfortunately for the past and current ones, they have spent so much time, effort, all the blood, sweat, and tears, and support. And even though you're just like forwarding a link of the show or commenting on the website and on the Facebook site, on Instagram and all that. So we thank from the bottom of our hearts wholeheartedly that of any support that you have provided throughout the years, and also future support, hopefully so. And do drop in a line, you know, and give comments. More feedback is needed. So
we want to hear from them, don't we?
yeah, positive or negative, criticism and whatnot. We'll take it all, and then that would push us further to be better. Hopefully so, and also to provide of course a better broadcast experience for the viewers and followers,
and our guests as well. Our previous guests, so, you know,
guests,
they've been wonderful.
Course, apologies, yes, we do like to thank all our past guests that have graciously lend your time and of course knowledge and experience and all that for the show to so that we can, you know, broadcast your experience to the community basically. And so we hope that it, although little or, you know, small or big, whatever is contribution from the guests can help impact your lives for a better life basically. That's me.
Building a positive community.
Positive community. Yeah, that's the word. Yes.
Good.
Okay.
All right.
So we'll finish off here. I
Finish
guess.
off here. Would there be more? Would there be a question and answer session between you? Oh, we've already done that. Okay. Anyway, that's all good. All right.
Thank you very much,
Thank you.
everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, Joanna.
Yep. You're welcome.
Thanks for watching.